Hello and welcome back to Everything Tumbler Tutorials with Creative Vinyl Designs. Today I'm going to teach you how you can make this tumbler. This tumbler and the glitter used is through abdesigns.com. I will have the link down below. Anything that you purchase with AV Designs, you can use my coupon code SCOT15. You get 15% off of your order. Anything over $100 is free shipping. So if you want to learn how to make this tumbler, stay tuned. We're going to get started right now. As you can see, I've already painted this 30 straight using Berry Pink from Rust-Oleum. Beautiful coverage because we're going to use AB Pink holographic on this tumbler. It's ideal that you get your spray paint color as close to the holographic that you're going to use, and it just helps the colors pop. I've already got my Tack and water 1-in-1 mixed up and ready to go. And we're just going to apply this all over the cup. As you can see, it goes on white, and when this is clear, we're ready then to apply our holographic glitter. This Mod Podge brush works really well when applying a smooth application to the tumbler. And when I'm done using the brush, I simply wash it with very hot water and soap. Let it air dry and it's ready for the next use. When mixing your Tack with water, do the best you can in getting the 1-in-1 ratio. Sometimes that's a little tricky, and you have to get it in that sweet spot where it's not too thick and it's not too thin. You don't want it runny. The more you use the Tack, the better you'll get, and you'll feel out how that sweet spot is for you, and it'll be a perfect mix every time. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and let this go clear, and we'll come right back in to do the holographic. As you can see, we are completely clear and we're ready to go ahead and apply the glitter. Look at how beautiful this color is. Now we're just going to go through the motions of removing the top glitter, if you will, and get the holographic to shine through. All right, so stay tuned. In a couple hours, we'll be right back and moving on to the next step. All right, we are back. So as you can see, now I did go ahead and cut Survivor out on vinyl and just used painter's tape to tape at both ends, just so that I had a guide as to where I wanted my leopard prints to go, and leaving myself the room for the word Survivor. But it's going to be in a vinyl. It's going to be entirely different than the one that you're seeing here. But this way, it was just the way that I wanted to do it, so I knew exactly how far I could take my leopard print all the way around this cup and at the bottom without hindering where I wanted to put my vinyl on the cup when this is ready for the next step. So basically that's where we are right now. And so now I'm just going to go ahead and place all of my leopard print throughout the entire tumbler. Here we are now, and all of the decals that I want have been placed. And as you can see, I've since removed a little temporary spot because that's where my actual vinyl will go for the word survivor. And it was basically just a guide for me. So let's set that off to the side, and I'm gonna show you that I'm gonna hydro dip this cup using these colors. Berry pink from Rust-Oleum, white, it's a satin white, but that's okay, we can use it. And then we're gonna use a pearl metallic called champagne pink. We're gonna use all three of these colors to give our tumbler some contrast. It's gonna look absolutely beautiful. So then when all of the paint dries, we can come back together and remove these decals, and the holographic's gonna come through. It's going to look amazing. Now I'm not gonna do the hydro dip on camera. However, I will have the link down below to which you can find the one that I have done recently as a tutorial. And I'll also probably apply the card up above that you'll be able to catch that link. All right, so stay tuned and we'll be right back when this is ready to pull the decals. Here we are, guys. We are back, and as you can see, I went ahead and got a head start. Now, here's the thing. The first time I did have to change this up. The first time I did the hydro dip with this, I added the champagne, as I had stated before. Well, it clumped on me really, really bad. So I had to eliminate the champagne from the equation, and I only used the berry pink and the white. So in order to clean this up and do another hydro dip, I ended up using acetone to clean off all that paint really quickly. Okay, don't forget, do not make the same mistake that I did. Make sure after you use acetone to wipe off, if you make a mistake, make sure you use soap and water to clean your tumbler, because the second time I went to do the dip, it literally repelled. And I'm like, I forgot to clean my cup. So when I dipped it into the water with the paints, it literally just, it did not work. So I had to acetone it for a second time and get her all nice and cleaned up. Then I took soap and water and washed it really well, let her dry out some, and then I was able to successfully, only with the white and the berry pink, go ahead and get the hydro dip done. So ladies, learn from my mistake. Make sure you clean your cup after any acetone use. So as you can see, I already got started, and this is looking very, very cool. So I figured we would peel some together. Underneath this has been epoxied, but at the same time, we do not want to gouge too deep. We just want to get a nice little lift so that we can pull the decal stencils off the cup. Okay guys, we are ready to go ahead and get our quick set onto this tumbler, and then when that's dry, we'll move on to the decals. But because you guys know I love additives, I cannot help myself. So I'm gonna use snow caps from AB Designs. I will have a link down below for that as well. And we're gonna go ahead and get this mixed right into the epoxy, like always. And we're gonna be ready to rock and roll. Hello ladies, and we are back and we are ready to place our heat transfer vinyl onto this tumbler. Now, I did demonstrate how to do the lines. The lines were so much easier because it was HTV vinyl going onto Oracle, I think 631 or 651 vinyl. So I was able to pull those strips away and lay them before putting them on the tumbler. This is a little more difficult, so I'm gonna actually place the white back because I did an offset in design space. Cut out both of my image, but I'm not going to pull away from this. I'm going to have to do them separately, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do that and layer it onto this tumbler. Just want to make sure I have this white part exactly where I want it. Nice and straight, nice and center. Push that down so it helps stay into place. And then I'm just going to use my heat gun that I purchased off of Amazon. I'll have the link down below for that. And then we're just going to heat this up. Make sure you take your time and be patient. There's no reason to rush this process at all. Then we're going to take the top layer and ever so carefully line it up. And on this one you want to be even more careful because I don't feel any sticky on this pink decal, so I need to take my time and go nice, slow, and steady so everything stays where it needs to be, so this ends up being beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. So it takes a little patience with this, guys. It really, really does. Just takes a little bit of patience to make this happen. I also think if you have heat tape, you could have taped that top where my glitter pink is, taped that part down and you wouldn't have slipped. So like for me, I slipped just a little bit up further than I would have liked, but overall I am literally satisfied with this. It's beautiful. So now I have these little beautiful cutout breast cancer awareness ribbons. I have 5 pink and 5 white that I just kind of want to sporadically place. I want to say too that I will probably wait an hour before I apply any epoxy to this tumbler, because I'm going to really want to make sure that that vinyl is completely adhered to this tumbler and I don't have any lifts when I go to apply my epoxy. Okay, so again, I'm gonna go ahead and let this sit off to the side. I wanna make sure all of my vinyl pieces and my HTV is completely secured before I apply any epoxy to this tumbler. All right, stay tuned, that's coming next. Okay ladies, here we are and we are ready to go ahead and do a coat of epoxy on this. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me back with this beautiful tumbler tutorial. Do stay tuned for more tutorials coming soon. I do appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time.